So hello and welcome back to Blakesden. This is my 1965 Ford 3000 tractor and I'm going to put this to work. But before I do that, there's a couple of jobs I need to do. I need to change the levelling box on the back on this arm, and I also need to fit a number plate. So let's make a start. If you're not familiar with tractors, you'll maybe not know what the levelling box is. So the levelling box is this assembly here. So you turn that, and that elongates this section here, which raises or lowers one of the lift arms. So if you imagine you've got an implement on the back, and that implement's maybe got more weight at one side, it'll naturally want to twist like that. So what you do the levelling box, and then it straightens itself back out by just raising and lowering the arm. Really straightforward. I expected mine to be seized, and it was. So I decided to give it a bit of a wiggle and see what happens. And then you can actually see it turning a little bit here. But then I realised, hang on, someone's just dobbed a load of weld on and the whole thing's welded up. And bizarrely, the same thing's on the other side as well, welded up. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But yeah, it's obviously not right. So I bought myself a new levelling box. So it should just be a case of whipping this one off and putting the new one on. And that's new levelling box there. I think it's new old stock or something. It's already turned up a bit rusty, but kind of suits the tractor, I think. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to wind it out to its full extent and see whether it's roughly the right length. I think it is. I measured up before I ordered it, and then it should just be a case of popping off a bolt and pulling out a pin, and it should just fit in. Right, so what are the chances of this bolt coming out? Found a socket which kind of fits. I'm guessing the bolt's been in there since 1965. Got my Ugga Dugga gun on the maximum. This might be a bit noisy, but we'll see what happens. Blimey. No, it's slipping. I thought it was turning it there, but no, it was just slipping. Right, I suspect, oh, that socket might go a bit better if I hammer it on. It's quite obviously corroded, so and it'll be an imperial size and these are metric sockets, but we'll see if we can get this on. Might not be getting that off in a hurry. Let's give it a go. It's only working. Gotta love Parkside tools. Yeah, so I've got that off, and it's well and truly stuck in there, but I've got ways of getting that out, don't worry. So now, how does this work? I just give that a bit of gentle persuasion. It doesn't want to come out. Okay. Okay, we might have to put the nut back on a bit and then absolutely brave that loose and see what happens. It's just like a square nut on the back. Let me show you. It's just square on there, and I think it's just seized in place. So I'll give it a few swift hits and see if I can free it off. Just stop for a minute to ponder the meaning of life, and is this going to work? So just take that one out of the way for a second. If you look at that handle on that one, surely that's going to swing round and just hit against the rollover hoop. Has this been done for a reason? could well have been done that way. Obviously I could put that one on the other side and level it this way, but I'm just going to have the same problem with the hoop. I'm not going to know until I've got this in position really, but I would say those handles are about the same length. I think I'm going to foul on that rollover hoop. Just pause on that for a second, so I can do my number plate instead, because it's a nice day and I want the sun to dry the paint. It'll all make sense soon. So I'm going to put the number plate here. Now I would just screw it on, but it's a fancy seat with spring adjustments and stuff like that. So what I am proposing is, if I put the number plate down, I've made a bit of a template here, and that is just going to be made out of sheet metal. So that'll very hard to show it with while holding the camera, but that'll screw in that side, that'll screw in that side, that'll sit there, and the number plate will then screw into it. So I'm going to go in the garage. I've got some scrap metal and I'm going to make something to hold the plate on. Back in the garage, and this is what I'm going to use. It's a case off an old battery charger, but thankfully it's already got one bend in there, so I'm going to reuse that. So if I take my template and put my template on here, so I'm going to use that bend, I'm going to go along, another bend here, cut here, and then it's not quite as tall, but it doesn't make a difference for what I want to use it for. So I'm going to get the grinder out and I will cut this up, and then we'll do a nice little bend along that edge of 90 degrees. We'll strip it back, paint it, and put on the tractor. So to bend this, I've not got a folder or bender. I have got a vise and a piece of angle that I've put in behind. So I've got it lined up, so I'm just going to bend it over by hand because it's only thin stuff. There we are, and then the rest I'll just hammer that down. Get a nice sharp fold. Something like that. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? Right, and now I'm going to strip the paint off and we'll paint this up with some Rebuild Black. Fast forward a minute or two, there's my bracket with a bit of paint on. I'm not going for perfect. Have you seen the rest of the tractor? So now I'm going to sort out this arm. So it's dawned on me that the bolt through here is incredibly worn. You probably can't see it, but if I lift up the arm, the bolt's worn to half, if not a third, of the actual shank thickness. So what I think I might just do, I might just cut that bolt, cut up that edge, and then I'll be able to take this whole thing off and just put my new one on. But to get the new one on, I need to take the pin out the top here. That might be easier doing that on the tractor. So at this end we've got a split pin through here which needs to come out, and then that just should just support a pin. Now the chances of this split pin coming out are pretty slim, I'd say, given how rusty it is. I've bent it round and yeah, it's I don't think that's going to come out either. Let's try giving it a gentle bit of persuasion. It's so difficult to get in here. I can't even like tap with the hammer correctly. Well, the pin's moving. That's good news. Probably be easier just to snap that off or cut it off. I've got hundreds of split pins. In fact, the new lift box, sorry, leveling box came with a new split pin anyway. It's just a case of getting it out. Right, I'm going to work away at that off camera. I managed to just snap the top and bottom off that pin, so I'm hoping now I can get this out. Again, it's so tricky because I can't even get in to swing a hammer on it to knock it out. Let's try some other tools. So, turns out this is seized as well. Who would have thought on a 60-year-old tractor? So I can lift it up, obviously you've got some play in there. And if I kind of do that and then push it with my crowbar, it's just not budging at all. Great. Might try seeing if I can prise it from the head. I might need a screwdriver for that. I'm not going to lie, but this has turned into a right pain. So that won't come out. The opposite end, that pin won't come out either. It's seized inside here. So I thought I'd take out this pin, but I can't get that one out either. That one's not seized, I just can't get this split pin out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to abandon ship on that today. I'll sort that out another time. I'll pull it around the garage, I've got better access and yeah, everything will be easier to do. But hey, the number plate holder looks alright. So that'll go on there. And that'll clear the adjustments for the seat. So I'm just going to screw that in with some self-tapping screws. So I've got some stainless steel self-tapping screws. I'm not too fussed what this looks like. Have you seen the rest of the tractor? So I'm just going to randomly pick a point. Ow. So you've got 2 layers to go through here. Oh, that's a good start, isn't it? You've had one of those days where just nothing's really going to plan. Let's try another one. Maybe I should have pre-drilled the holes. Hey, if you have a self-tapping, you shouldn't have to pre-drill. In fact, let's go and pre-drill the holes. There we are. Now fully road registered. Not sure if we're road legal or not, really had to matter for the courts to decide, but at least it's road registered. It was actually registered when I got it, but the number plate had come off many years ago and went missing. Found the old V5. You can actually use the numbers off the old V5, even on the modern DVLA website. Yeah, you know, you're putting your 8 digits or whatever, 12 digits, whatever it is. Yeah, and it worked. New V5 turned up, and we're all good. Historic. Registered, so no road tax required, no MOT, got it insured, and yeah, let's take it for a run. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, press that like button below. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments below as well. I respond to all of my comments, and please consider subscribing to the channel. It costs you nothing. So with that, I'll say bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.